A Lone Pine man was arrested on charges including attempted murder. The Inyo County Sheriff's Department is reporting 30-year-old Alan Robert Weston was taken into custody and placed at the Inyo County Jail in Independence. Now, according to a press release from the Inyo County Sheriff's Office, at midnight on June 17th, Inyo deputies were dispatched to a residence in Lone Pine for a report of a family disturbance which involved the use of a firearm. The press release states the deputies were advised that Weston had left the residence and was in possession of the firearm. Deputies located and arrested Weston for attempted murder, assault with a firearm, and criminal threats, according to that press release. Anyone with additional information regarding this case is asked to contact the Inyo County Sheriff's Office at 760-873-0383. Well, some angry Inyo residents say privately that they see a sagebrush rebellion about to erupt. It's all about backcountry road closures under what's called the Inyo National Forest 2009 Motorized Travel Management Decision. Bennett Kessler filed this story. Callers to the Sierra Wave Media Newsroom told Sierra Wave some people are removing road barriers and said as many as 1,100 roads have been closed around Mammoth Lakes, as well as some in the Coyote area above Bishop, in addition to other places. Now, forest officials say that in response to the, quote, tremendous growth in off-highway vehicle recreation on public lands, end quote, they began a planning process to develop a sustainable system of routes and protection for natural and cultural resources. Marty Hornick, Forest Trails Coordinator for the Inyo National Forest, said that the 3,000 miles of roads on the Inyo were reduced by 700 miles after a series of public meetings and field trips. A Forest Service handout says the 2009 decision added over 1,000 miles of new motorized trails and roads to the forest and slated 700 miles for closure. Barriers, gates, signs, and monitoring have gone into effect. Now, the Forest Service says signs and barriers have been placed at over 1,100 intersections of unauthorized routes. There are maps that show legal routes throughout the eastern Sierra. Now, asked about reports of removal of barriers, Hornick said that surveys showed that 60 to 80% of road barriers are still in place, but the Coyote area shows 60 to 80% of the road barriers have been torn out. Hornick said some roads are blocked by rocks and brush, but others are closed off with lumber barricades. He admitted that, quote, people have been pulling them out or crushing them, end quote. Hornick also said that a few closures are, quote, being reconsidered. Now, some reports said that people have torn down and taken cameras placed on barricaded roads. Hornick said he did not think cameras have been used so far this year, but he did say law enforcement would investigate evidence at vandalism scenes. Now, asked if he had heard the rebellion over the road closures and complaints about Friends of the Inyo working to put up road barriers, Hornick said he had heard rumors of stickers that say enemies of the Inyo. He said there are some, quote, passionate voices trying to rally against the Forest Service, end quote. Now, Hornick confirmed that the travel management plan was mandated by the chief of the Forest Service and that this movement started in the Nixon administration. To reports of vandalized road closures in the Mammoth area, Hornick said that he had no knowledge of that. He did want to make it clear that the barriers are not meant to keep mountain bikers out, just motorcycles and ATVs. Hornick also confirmed that the group Friends of the Inyo did receive a $600,000 state grant to work under Forest Service direction to put up closures and to rehabilitate and restore damaged routes. Hornick said, quote, if people think we are in violation of the 2009 road decision, they should tell us, end quote. A Forest Service handout says that road and trail maintenance continues on around 2,200 miles of off-highway vehicle legal routes. Well, Bennett Kessler also filed this story. In a recent court appearance, appointed Judge James Garbolino presided over a number of details and date settings for the two cases filed by the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power against the Mammoth Community Water District. The cases and their cost will drag on into next year. Now, according to Water District Manager Greg Norby, the status conference was held via telephone. Attorneys Stuart Somach and Kelly Tabor represented LADWP, along with Janice Sidley of the LA City Attorney's Office. Alan Lilly represented the Water District. Now, the two cases involve challenges by DWP against the Mammoth Creek Water Flow EIR and Mammoth Urban Water Management Plan. In both suits, LA maintains that Mammoth's Water District holds no water rights to Mammoth Creek, and so the two documents are flawed. LA alleges that the city owns the water rights. Now, the orders issued by the judge include the Water District certifying and filing administrative records in both cases on or before July 16th. DWP will pay for the cost of preparing those. LADWP must file its opening briefs for each case on or before September 14th. Mammoth Community Water District must file its response on or before November 16th, and LADWP reply briefs are due on December 21st. Now, the actual hearing on the merits of each case is now scheduled for January 29th, 2013 in the Mammoth Lakes Courthouse. Judge Garbolino will issue his decision in the following weeks. Meanwhile, the Water District continues to press legislatures and LA officials for a more reasonable approach to LADWP's attempt to take Mammoth's water rights. We'll be back with more news.